live on YouTube too. Yay.
Yay.
Okay.
All day, all night. 24-hour ritual.
No thanks.
It's called La Frere. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, let me get the other camera going so I have backup of all our rituals from a different angle. And okay, so how's everybody doing? Okay, here we go. Yeah. That's funny. I happened to catch a few comments from videos that we did in the last week or two, and apparently somebody thought that I sounded maybe a little disinterested or something because of the even tone that I was reading everything in. So, I guess I'm going to have to, as Wally, would put it, put more color into the reading. So, I could almost feel him over my shoulder. See, you need to, copy is copy. You need to read this with more energy. So.
That's right.
So, if you notice a difference, then that would be why. And let me make sure that, wait, is this recording? Yes, now we're recording. Yay. Okay. Well, greetings, everybody. If you see me leaning over this way, it's because I'm checking my YouTube comments. And, somebody already has a prayer request. So, definitely want to get to that. Healed. Somebody's got depression, anxiety, PTSD. Yeah, and this is a tough time to be dealing with that, definitely. Oh, and someone in Croatia. It's only 2 a.m. this time, haha. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to get started just off camera with ritual illustration. And tonight's service, I'm going to be taking some of it actually out of one of my books because this week was the beautiful Feast of the Valley. And so tonight we're honoring Amun and Hathor. And, if you are familiar, even just in pictures, with the temple that Hatshepsut had built at Deir el-Bahri, that was specifically built to accommodate the Feast of the Valley. So, that's, a connection with what we're doing today. So that we can all get in a good frame of mind. I'm going to prop open my little booklet. And I'm going to work on making little prayer booklets that everyone can get access to. That's, on the agenda, so that you can have something printed that you can follow along with as we do this. But in the meantime, I did actually get the Kemetic Reform website updated. So you can go to it, and there's a little bit of stuff actually there now. And it doesn't just say under construction. So, woohoo. And
is it kemeticreform.org?
Yes, kemeticreform.org. And the 8 ma'ats that we do on the prayer beads, I've actually got that on one of the little subpages on that. And also I've got an embedded link to our last service and, link to the Etsy store, all the stuff. I'm actually making it something useful instead of just saying, we're here, we're under construction. Yeah, so that was one of the things I managed to get done this week. So, all right. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Necharu. I come unto you without falsehood and without evil. My purity is upon my hands. My purity is within my heart. And I have cast out all evil that pertains to me. Yewabkua, 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 Yewabkua. Fourfold, we are pure. And in honor of Hathor, as Lady of the West, tonight's candle is one that I made with some scented wax for Hathor. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. So going in a circle to the four corners, everyone who's listening, we are purified with this eye of Horus. Receive the light. You arise in the Akhet as Kopri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. And I'm also going to switch over and do the invocation for the Anids. We're inviting all of the gods to come and join us for this celebration. Great and little Anids of the gods, lords of Ma'at, united in Ma'at, great ones who reject wrongdoing, assemble before the Lord of all, and turn your faces toward us. Our hearts are straight, our hearts are open. No darkness is in our hearts. And now to address the stars of the show, Amen and Hathor. Imhotep Amen Nebwaset. Come in peace, Amen, Lord of Thebes. Imhotep Amen and Khafir. Come in peace, Amen, of the beautiful encounter. Our beautiful festival. Imhotep Amen Nebneh. Come in peace, Amen, Lord of eternity, of eternal renewal. Imhotep Amen Nochra. Come in peace, Amen, greatest God. Imhotep Hathor Nebet Amentet. Come in peace, Hathor, Lady of the West. Imhotep Hathor Nebet Ainet. Come in peace, Hathor, Lady of the Valley. Imhotep Hathor Nebet Pet. Come in peace, Hathor, Mistress of the Sky, or Mistress of Heaven. Imhotep Hathor Necharita. Come in peace, Hathor, greatest goddess. Take these, O Necharu, your cool waters, which are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. O Amen, O Hathor, O Necharu, these cool waters are the eye of Horus, that they may cool your hearts. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Necharu, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense of greater purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Nochiru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Okay. Okay. This is your natron of Horus. This is your natron of Jehuti. This is your natron among the gods. Okay. Now, this particular flower, which comes from the backyard, it's closed right now, but during the day it opens up. So that's kind of cool. It's definitely a solar flower. So take these flowers, they may refresh you. I'll set them right next to the altar here. And we don't have beer, but we have wine. So receive this beer, their wine, that is pleasing to your hearts on this, your feast of the desert valley. Turn yourselves to these your offerings, great Amun and Lady Hathor, and receive them from us. May your hearts take joy in them. Okay. Now, just so you know, I'm deliberately confusing myself here by switching between two different books. That's why I paused for a minute. Now we're going to invite all of the Nochiru to partake in their offerings by holding out a hand and saying, "Come to your bodies, O Ra-Horeketi, O Amun, O Hathor. Come to your bodies, O Nochiru. Come to your invocation. Come to us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings and partake of them." Come, O people, and lift these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift these offerings before Ra-Horeketi, before Amun, before Hathor, before these Nochiru. All life comes from them, all prosperity comes from them, all health comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Ra, O Amun, O Hathor, and your son, our patron, the Osir Nisud Nebkepru, and our other patron, the Osir Nisud Ma'atkara, being Hatshepsut. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. May you turn yourselves to these your offerings and receive them from our hands. I mean, come on back in if you want. Now, here's where we get to the important part of this festival, because if you'll recall, the beautiful Feast of the Valley was where Amun would travel from his home on the east bank of the Nile at Karnak and Luxor and go to the Western Valley. The valley in this case was a particular area that, you go over a hill, and I believe that's where you get to the Valley of the Kings. So this was a special place in the minds of the Egyptians, so long ago, and I'm sure it's a special place to them even now, and not just because of tourism. But this was Hathor's domain, and so the reason for our visit is to pay our respects to the blessed dead, and to pay honor to Hathor, because as the mistress of the valley, she had a role in rebirth of the deceased, but also because she was the patroness of ecstatic states. She, stands at that veil between, the living and the dead. And what's especially, striking is this is about the same time as Beltane, for those of you who are, more familiar with, mainstream paganism. And today actually is May Day. And so it's also a feast of the thinning of the veil. So it coincides very nicely with what we're doing here. So anybody who might be listening and who celebrates Beltane and might be doing something this weekend, happy Beltane. This is will help you kick off the weekend. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to offer water to our blessed dead. And so that's where actually having a shrine to your Aku that's, close to, if not, just off to the side or part of your main shrine, is rather helpful, because there are so many things that we do for them. And it's nice to just be able to step over and say, here you go. We offer to the gods first, and then it goes from them, to our blessed dead. So we'll start with the water. And for them. And yes, Wally has the last Snickers bar. All right. As we're offering water, see, I would imagine in ancient times you had somebody who was holding the material while somebody else was actually performing the ritual actions, because it's very difficult to do both of them at the same time. And now we are going to address Osiris. O sir, take unto yourselves all those who speak ill of the names of our blessed dead. Jehuti, go, take the enemies of these blessed dead on behalf of Osiris. Do not let loose of them. Beware not to let loose of them. We say this 4 times. Do not let loose of them. Beware not to let loose of them. Do not let loose of them. Beware not to let loose of them. Do not let loose of them. Beware not to let loose of them. Being anyone who opposes our blessed dead. And now we give them incense. Step over here. And what we're reading here actually comes all the way from the pyramid texts. Someone has gone to be with his Ka. Osiris has gone to be with his Ka. Set has gone to be with his Ka. Horus, looking forward, has gone to be with his Ka. And these, our blessed dead, have gone to be with their Kas. And this is where you can name those that you wish to honor, or you can just keep them in your hearts. Come, O you blessed dead. Someone has come, and you shall not need. The Lady of the West has come, and you shall not need. Hathor has come, and you shall not need. Your purity is that of the gods who have gone, but not withdrawn from us. Raise yourselves to this fresh water and this incense that we have given you. You have been purified for the feast days like the unwearying ones of Abydos. Step back across the camera. And here we make our voice offering. Ta henkets kakao abdu. Senatormerhat kutnibet nofre wabet lanket nocherim. And cow and akunibu. Ma keru here nochera. A voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and poultry, incense and oil, and all good and pure things on which a God lives. For all of the cause of all of these blessed dead, true voice before the great God. And I did actually get a prayer request from somebody who, someone in their apartment complex passed away, this week. And they gave the I think it was Roxette, and this was a friend of Tammy, who's a neighbor of, Jory, who's, a friend of ours. But obviously a lot of people have lost a lot of folks who are close to them. And even if you lost someone a long time ago, at a trying time like this, it's, hard not to think about them and to miss them, especially as we, try to move on and figure out what to do with ourselves. And so this is where we ask Hathor, as, the mistress of the veil, between this world and the next, to comfort us, to comfort our loved ones that are in her care, and to help us in those moments, maybe where you're asleep or almost asleep, or where, you might be drunk or something. It's, that's up to you, or any other state, maybe in meditation, that also counts, to be that much closer to those that are on the other side. Now, in my book, and when we do this ritual outside, this would be the point where we would smash a red plate. That's rather difficult to do inside, and I have not been able to adapt that yet. So if anybody has any suggestions, somebody has, I think, suggested smashing a Coke can or something like that, but we haven't come up with a workaround for that yet. But this would be the point where we would smash a plate, and we would tell them, this is the sound eye of Horus. It has been set for you so that you may grow strong and that evil may be afraid of you.
May I offer a suggestion?
Okay, what's that?
Stomp on a red piece of cloth.
Oh, what?
Stomp on a red piece of cloth.
Well, I tell you what, there's one thing that I did find. Let me see if I can slip it around here. I do have some origami paper, and I just didn't have a chance to fold it into anything yet. Because I think there's like a little box shape or something that you can make. But, see if we can do some speed folding. And then we take it. And ideally, the thing to do after this would be to find someplace to go and burn it, if we're going to do it that way. But, suddenly now I feel like, anybody remember those little things that we used to make, in grade school, and there would be like, you do it this number of times, and there was something underneath that you'd flip, and you never know what you'd picked. And they would, your friends would trap you into asking stupid questions, or answering questions with stupid answers, by, I don't know. That was like all the rage when I was in elementary school, but that was a long time ago. And I never could figure out how they folded those little things, but it kind of ended up looking a bit like this. All right. Well, here we go. So we're setting this on the floor, and this shall become the sound eye of Horus that shall be set. Or actually, this is the enemies of the eye of Horus that will be, smashed as we set the eye of Horus, that our blessed dead may grow strong, and that evil may be afraid of them. So there we go. We smushed it.
It is dead.
Yes, it is dead.
It has ceased to be.
Well, and we'll just set it out of the ritual space, and we'll go and put it in the fire pit later. So, A possible use for origami paper. I think we've got something here. All right. And I know I've been getting a lot of comments, and there's probably a lot of prayer requests. We'll get to those in just a minute. I'm going to read a hymn to Amun that is specific for the Feast of the Valley, and then we'll do some prayer requests and maybe see if we can work a little energy and some good vibes for all those prayers. So, O Amun, heaven is uplifted for you, ground is trodden for you, and origami paper. Ptah with his 2 hands makes a chapel as a resting place for your heart. How great is Amun, beloved God! He rises in Karnak, his city, Lord of life. The beautiful face of Amun, beloved power, whom the gods love to behold, mighty one who came from the horizon. All of Amun's domain is in feast. Happy it is for Amun-Ra, the one whom mankind loves. Yes, and even though we're honoring the dead, the idea is to celebrate and to be happy for them. This is a time for us to remember the bonds that we have as people, and to cherish them, and to take joy in that, because that's part of being human. As our connection with other humans. So let me step across and read some prayer requests. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, somebody asked if this was an SGI Gahanzan. Yes, it is. The story behind that, I got this in 2002, but I left SGI in 2004 and kept the Gahanzan. For a while I had put it away, but what I realized was, even though I'm not part of that anymore, it still had an influence on me. It was part of my path and the places I've been, and I wouldn't be where I am now had it not been for that. So I put it back behind Ra. So Ra is actually sitting right in front of the part of it where the Daimoka would be. Nama Myoho Renge Kyo, right in the middle of it. He's sitting right in front of it. So yes, that is an SGI Gahanzan. Greetings from Kentucky. Oh, somebody who's drowning in university work. Yes, okay, absolutely, yeah. Prayer to Jehudi for someone who's in college. Oh, okay, would almond milk be a suitable substitute for dairy milk during offering? And I say absolutely, yeah. They understand that, some people can't do, the other kind. Actually, have you tried almond and coconut milk? Because Darren also doesn't do dairy milk, but we've got this one kind that's a combination of almond and coconut, and it's really good. I even like it. So, okay, yeah, ripping a piece of a paper plate painted red. That's another thing that we can do. Okay, somebody's got a house deal that they're closing on and hoping that goes through. Okay, so you left SGI in 2014. Well, we'll have to get together and talk about that, because I'm sure there'd be some interesting things that we can compare notes on with that. But it's funny, my brother, one of my 2 brothers, is also closing on a house, or going to later this month. And my prayer is that, everyone can do this safely and, not be exposed to the virus in the process. And this is certainly a good time in terms of interest rates to be buying a house. So, definitely best of luck to all of you. So let me stop reaching in front of the camera. Okay. So, to put these prayers a bit more formally, Amen and Hathor, you're lords of mystery, lords of promise, lords of renewal, Lord and Lady. May you help us as we go through our lives And Jehute as Lord of Wisdom. May you help those who are in school right now. Some people who are struggling to learn online, people who are in university, people seeking knowledge at all levels. Be their guide and their strength, their encouragement as they continue to do your work and to further the pursuit of knowledge. And for those who are struggling right now with depression, with, anxiety, PTSD, uncertainty, all of these things, you know what kind of a time we're all having. I know that all of the gods, regardless of pantheon, know what's going on, and they hear, the cries of people who are struggling. And it's certainly a lot, but may our prayers strengthen the gods so that they can in turn strengthen us. And that we can together get through this and preserve Ma'at, preserve creation, and to preserve ourselves as part of it. Because a little piece of Ra's creation beats in all of our hearts. And as we nurture ourselves, we nurture that one little piece of creation that each of us represents. And we ask the gods to help us as we do this, and may we help each other. And that's why I'm here, and I want to share that love with everyone. I'm so glad to be here, and that I'm glad for everyone that tunes in. I'm glad that you're all able to enjoy this, and that it's doing some good for the world. Because that to me is what our reason for being here is to do something better and to make this world a little bit better than we found it. And I hope that I'm able to do that for the people that I get to talk to and get to do videos for. So much love to all of you. You all right, Boo? Okay. All right, just checking on my honey back here. Just a second. You having an asthma problem? Or just... Come here. Yes. Okay. All right. The smoochy was off camera. Does anybody have any requests? Any requests for divination, perhaps, or not this time? Oh, I see some big hearts over here on the YouTube feed. Hold on. What's that? Finally caught a live one. Okay, ordered your books. Wonderful. Okay, yes, and okay, wonderful. Yes, and a follower of Anubis. It's funny. I'm still working on it, but I got an idea for a little poem to Anubis. When I have that, done, I'll be able to share it. But he's been talking a little bit lately too. Do you have any prayer requests, Boo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I pray for health for everyone.
Yes.
I pray that this virus be eradicated.
Mm-hmm.
But I also pray that we have the consideration to be wise enough to stay home.
Mm.
Everyone, as you see these stay-at-home orders lifted, do yourself a favor. The people you see going out will be the first ones to die.
No, that's certainly the first ones to get sick. Yeah.
And keep in mind, a lot of these folks that are returning to work, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So pray for them.
Yeah,
pray for everyone going out and and doing things, because whether they know it or not, they're putting themselves at risk. Whether they believe it or not, we must pray for their safety, pray for our safety, and ultimately, if you can avoid leaving your home, do so. If you can work from home, do so.
Mhm.
Learn to cook. Fall in love with it. Believe me, it's much better than eating out. I don't care what you're eating. It's better to eat it at home, even if it's your own fried chicken, your own spam, and your own donut all at once. Go ahead and have it.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we might have lost a pound or two by staying in and not eating out so much. Probably by not. I don't think I've had Starbucks since March, and I'm
And I just wanted to say,
sure that's been good for me somewhere.
I love you guys, all of you, even though I can't see you.
Yes. Love for my honey. So.
And my boo.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on. I'm leaning over the camera here just so I can say follower. Okay, follower of Nebbit Hut. Okay. All right. Cool. Yes. Lots of love all around. And
I think
Hmm.
there's also the aspect which would concern me more is people are becoming more aggressive to each other because they're locked together. And people become more aggressive when they're out shopping
Mhm.
and they're becoming more aggressive in general to everybody. And I would rather pray also that everybody becomes more compassionate, empathetic, forgiving, and altogether try to work together toward a common community.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to repeat that because I have the phone down kind of low, so I don't know if my other microphone picked that up or not. But praying to Hathor as Mistress of Love, that people not be so aggressive to each other because we're all under lockdown, or a lot of us are still. And just the stress because of the pandemic. People have become more aggressive, more competitive with each other, and we need to pray for everyone to kind of just chillax and be more of a community again. And I'm going to pull out a newsletter back here somewhere that has, and I do still have copies of those. So people were asking about them. And I'm going to run out soon, but I put in here some prayers to Hathor that had been submitted, a while back, and were absolutely wonderful. And it was from someone who was a devotee of Hathor, and we read them at one of her feasts a few years ago. And I know they're in here somewhere. Just need to find them. Here we are. Okay. Now, this was by Romeo Saunders. It was a prayer to Hathor as goddess of love. Hear my prayer, great mother of love, she who watches from the heavens above. Kiss me so I may speak as you, so I may spread love as you do. Touch my eyes to see the light that lives in all and burns so bright. Hold my hand so I'll hold all, to catch the beaten before they fall. Hear me, Hathor, the mother above. Help me spread your message of love. Oh, and here's a short one that I wrote. Hail, O golden lady, beloved daughter of Ra, mistress of dancing and joy. You shine upon all peoples. Protect us all from evil, from all evil. Bless us that we may prosper. Okay. Would you guys like to try something a little different this time? I was considering we could see if maybe we could chant a little bit to Hathor and to Amun and see if we could, raise maybe a little bit of energy. I don't know how well we do it with, just only you and I in the room and then everybody else on, either listening quietly through YouTube or, a couple of folks on, live chat. But, if you want to try that, we could. If not, we can save that until we had a different opportunity. It's up to y'all.
I would vote for a different opportunity, but one of the things that I would ask is that we give a moment of silence for all the folks we've lost.
Oh, okay. That'll work too. Okay, so we're just going to have a few minutes.
Play a bell.
Huh? So what?
The bell.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, here's what we'll do. We'll have a moment or two of silence, and, this will be a chance for us to just contemplate for a minute, and then we'll ring the bell. So, to start us off, okay. I'm just going to peek over and see if we got any more influence. Okay. All right. Prayer request for protection and guidance for a friend, would-be brother Night Fox, who was drawn to Anubis, and he was laid off from his job last week. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's something else too. I also there's someone else who was a patron, but had of mine on Patreon, but she had to cancel that because of financial issues, and I understand completely, because if you're having to cut back from that, that wasn't the only thing she had to cut back from. There had to be other problems too. When they never seem to come, one at a time, and we're all having to, adapt and deal with shortcomings right now, and my hope is that we'll have opportunities to come through this in different ways. One thing that I've thought of is, think how many people have started making masks. That means people who know how to sew. There was a point in time when you could have supported yourself doing that. I had a great aunt that I never met who, story goes that her husband ran out on her, but she fed her kids by making quilts. It'd be a lot harder to do that nowadays, but I hope that, people get a chance to make more things for each other, and that we can kind of get back to, supporting each other with things like that, and just finding opportunities, because, this definitely has given us a chance, or kind of made us have to, think about things we ordinarily wouldn't. But definitely a prayer for prosperity, for new opportunities, and for wealth in all forms, not just money, but wealth in friendship, wealth in caring and support, and enrichment of the self. May we find strengths that we didn't know we had. May we find opportunities that, we might have overlooked. And may we come out of this, when it's said and done, better for it. Okay. How about you? Anybody? Any other requests or thoughts before we wrap it up?
Pray for Brian.
What's up with Brian?
Well, he's having trouble meeting his mortgage.
Oh yeah. Okay. My husband just mentioned a friend of ours who's he's having trouble meeting his mortgage right now, and as always, we want we're bringing our problems and our requests to the gods, but I very much believe in people being able to people working and being the God's hands. So two things, if I can suggest them that might be of help to people. For one, if you're having trouble with a mortgage, or someone who is, talk to your bank or your financial institution. There are programs out there that some of them have where you can have what was it, 6 months waived? Or
6 months or a year, depending.
Yeah, it depends on the bank.
It's part of the CARES Act that Congress just passed for relief from this virus.
Yeah. So a lot of these places aren't telling you. They're not going to come out and say, hey, this is an offer that we have. You have to call and ask them. But if you call, if you go to the trouble of asking them, you might be able to get some help.
Whatever bank holds your mortgage, check their website or call them. Yeah,
check their website or call them and see what they can do to help you, because some of them, might have, an offer or a way to help you, get some breathing room and all this. And also, if you're having trouble, and you need a counselor, for one, don't be afraid to look. There's nothing wrong with you if you go to a counselor. There's something wrong with you if you don't go.
Right.
If a lot of places are expanding their tele mental health, and there are opportunities now to work with a counselor online where you couldn't before. So look for it. See what kinds of opportunities you can find for that, because it's something we couldn't have done a year ago. And if you know someone who's really in trouble, do you happen to remember offhand the suicide?
No, but you can look up the National Suicide Hotline on the web.
Yeah, or the Suicide Lifeline. And I'm going to look up. Somebody actually did a song. I think it was a rap, but the title of it was the phone number for the National Suicide Lifeline.
Right.
So that I thought that was a great idea. And if I find the link for it, if somebody happens to know it, go ahead and post the link in a comment. And if you need help, talk to a friend. Talk to one of us. We got to be here for each other.
Yeah. During this crisis and
afterwards. Yeah, that's the thing. And this, if there's something that I pray that I hope that everyone benefits from, is that after this is done, after we have a vaccine, after we don't have to worry about COVID-19 being a threat anymore, we take the lessons that we learned here, and that moving forward, we're closer to each other, that, we look out for each other, that maybe we learn to slow down, take more time, and that, we're better for it. That's what I hope, is that, the things that we learn to survive and adapt make us better people, and a better, closer society. Whether we be here in America, be in Croatia, and, wherever in the world, we can, you know, we're a community right now. If you're listening to this broadcast, then you're part of a Kemetic community, and I'm glad to have you guys. We love you. So, yes, and I see you, Manu, wave on the camera. Love you guys. You too, Seta. You too, Fallon. So, all right, I'm gonna peek over here one more time. I'm glad to have you. Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Thank you. Somebody posted it. National Suicide Prevention Life Line. 1-800-273-8255. So if you know anyone who's having trouble and is at that point, you know, or if you're at that point, call that number. So, all right. Well, I think we're pretty close to wrapping this up, but I've enjoyed it. Glad to have you guys. Much love. And I'm going to switch back to this book. And oh, by the way, I also have a YouTube video. I have another Kemetic how-to guide that will be going live tomorrow around lunchtime. The Patreon folks got to see it first, and it'll go live on YouTube tomorrow. And I'm working on some other videos, including Darren and I taped another Kemetic Crossroads last night. You know, so got lots of really weird outtakes from it too. So stay tuned. There's more good stuff coming. And you can also check out kemeticreform.org, and there's actually stuff there now. So. Okay, we're going to do our prayer to make the offerings endure. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Ennead, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nit in the shrine of Shinit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir, Hentia Mentiu, endures. As the name of Iset in Necheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. The name of Ra and the Aket endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra, O Amen, O Hathor. You have come in peace, O Nashuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, Amen, and Hathor. May you go forth in peace, O Nashuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Alrighty. Thank you, guys. And gals and others. Alright. Let's slip across here one more time. Just quickly, please. Okay. All right. Well, yes, and incidentally, if anybody has tried to get on the Facebook group and I haven't approved you yet, bear with me. I have some questions to try and make sure that I'm not getting, folks that are, looking for, something ethnocentric and not, pagan. If you happen to be somebody who watches my channel or, something like that, mention that in like your answers on the YouTube thing. I mean, the Facebook thing. That way I'll know it's you, and I can read through it and I can say, okay, yeah, definitely put them in, so just bear with me and be sure to mention, we have a connection on YouTube already, and that way I can, get you in the Facebook group. So, alrighty, guys. Okay, and yeah, if you don't have Facebook anymore, that's okay too. That's why we've got this, and eventually I'm going to figure out how to get the forum set up on my website. So that we can use some of the space that I've got there, and I have to deal with ads from another host. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and end that.